Bucket Podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's JJ Solomon with the Spit Bucket Podcast. We are here chatting with Mr. Vlad Sirenko. Let me share these screens. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me
Yes,
correct?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Well, listen, obviously, there are things going on overseas from where me and Mr. IOTBA are at, man. And as it's our responsibility to talk about it. You know, there's things going on in the world. The world knows about what's going on over in Ukraine right now, but we wanted to drill down a little bit because it's impacting the sport of boxing, and there's some relevant news that as a brand, as a boxing brand, we also want to cover everything that's going on, whether the uncomfortable conversation. So we've got Craig Bradshaw, Mr. IOTBA here, the other half of the Spit Bucket. And we've got undefeated heavyweight Vlad Sirenko, fighting out of Ukraine. And man, thanks for joining us for a few minutes just to discuss what's going on. How's it going out there? How are you doing right now, Vlad?
Thank you guys to interview me. I really appreciate it because now it's a very bad time in my country, and I would like to share all my feeling and all my knowledge what's going on with all world with boxing fans, because how Ukraine is a big country in boxing. We have a lot of champions. So thank you for having me, and I'm good. I was in United States and I was flying back home, and I just didn't get there because it's war starts there. Now I'm in Turkey. I'm having my training camp here. I'm trying to train as much I can, but believe me, it's very difficult because all your mind is not in the right place. You're thinking about everything what's going on. I'm waking up in the middle of the night, checking up my phone, looking for news and all of that stuff. So just terrible time.
Man, yeah, I got you. I originally wanted to ask you, how training was going. I know you've got James training you at this point. Real quick before we jump into what's going on in Ukraine, how's it going for you in terms of boxing? I know you mentioned it's difficult to train right now, but how's that going for you right now? The
We
boxing
I
piece of
schedule I schedule my training camp. I had a training program, but I'm here now with my dad and my conditional coach, another coach who helping me. So Bashir is in United States. For now, we was planning to come to Ukraine, but all plans has changed. And I scheduled training camp. I was training good, and when 24, when it's all of the start, you just when your mind not in the right spot, you can do nothing about it. So I missed 4 days, and just to get my mind you know calm down about everything that's going on, so I can go to the gym now. I was doing some trainings this week, so I'm back in actions training.
got you, man. So let's jump right into it, man. I mean, how is this affecting you? What do you know of the situation? And what's the outlook from your? All we see here in the states is the news. I know this is affecting you personally. So how's that looking?
Yeah, biggest problems in modern world, sometimes they send in the wrong information to people. So I have a lot of friends who now in Kiev. I had my family there, but all my family moved away. Some family moved to another countries, just left everything. Take some clothes, papers, some money, everything what they save, and just go somewhere. It's very terrible. And I still have friends. No one man allowed to leave Ukraine now. So all men staying in Ukraine. Government trying all the best to move away from different areas to different countries. all women and all children, all babies. Um,
Wow.
so this is what's going on. It's day number 10 of all actions what's going on in Ukraine, and every day it's a different situations. Um, our military doing very good, but Russians, they just Russian army, Russian president Putin, Russian government, they just stick on the mind, and they doing a terrible, very terrible against civilian people in Ukraine. They bombing cities, they bombing houses where the regular people living, no military, nobody. Let me start from the beginning. My my aunt calling me in the morning 5 o'clock, and she's screaming to me that is a war started in Ukraine. She's living 20 kilometers from capital Kiev, and it's small airport there, military airport. So what Russians did, 5 o'clock in the morning, they start bombing the military airports, military bases, and everything from airplanes. So they wake up because it was bombing. They get scared. They quickly get all clothes, all papers ready, and they run away from a city. First day in Kiev, it was it's I cannot even say it's traffic. People was just running away, and it was very very bad. And every day, what's going on? As they was doing a lot of stuff against our military, but they didn't get. I mean, Russians didn't get very good in that. And they killing just civilians. They shooting civilians. It's babies dying, children's dying. They going to nuclear stations. That station where you making energy. I don't know how it's called right in English. Nuclear stations.
Nuclear plants, probably.
And in Ukraine, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you understand what I mean? In nuclear plants
Mhm.
stations. You know
Yep,
what it is, right?
for sure. Yes.
So Russian army, it's five of them in Ukraine. So Russian army trying to take over the places, and it can be very dangerous for all world if they will do some terroristic acts on that places, and all Europe can get very very bad. You know, Ukrainian government, Ukrainian people was asking a lot from NATO, from biggest country like United States for help. What kind of help we asking for? We're asking to help us to close the sky so they will be not allowed to fly and send the bombs and stuff. But all world is staying quiet and just looking what's going on. It's make me feel very bad.
Yeah, we definitely saw that where NATO denied the air zone blockage yesterday, and so yeah, that's what we're on here for, man. We want to
Hey,
hear.
Vlad.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Corey. Can you? Yeah, go ahead, Corey. Jump on, Corey. All right. Well, while Corey's trying to get on, um,
Vlad, it's heartbreaking. Hearing you tell your story that my heart, you know.
hey, Corey, can you hear it? Corey. All right, he's breaking out. We'll wait for him to get somewhere else. Yeah, we saw the NATO not approving the no fly zone. Um, Man, there's only so much. There's only as spectators we can only do so much here. What is your message to here, the United States as a big country? What can we do?
Um, you know, all army, all police, it's everything. Uh, People must be ahead of all of this, and I'm telling you, like Ukrainians, that it's very, very bad things going on in Ukraine. Russian army raping women, killing children, killing babies, bombing our cities, and we cannot get any help from nobody, Some countries helping us, but we're really thankful. But we need a military help. We need to help us to close the skies. That's all what we need. And uh, it's it's like very heartbreaking to talk about all of this. I never ever was asking nobody for help, but now it's just that kind of situation. When you get an emotional every day when I'm watching everything in internet, how they bombing and my city under the fire. It's just terrible. I can tell you some stories what's happening, and you will understand truth. They was bombing a TV station. They sent a bomb there. Two of them. One is damage our signal station, and another one land not far away from a station on a street. It was family walking on the street, father, mother, and two child. You just can't. I saw a video what's happening with that family. I don't have a words how to explain it. Uh, all all bridges in Kiev, a lot of buildings where civilian people living was under bombing. I will send you some videos and I will send you some pictures. You can edit on. I know information not from the media. I know information from my friends. I'm calling my friend and I'm asking, how you doing today? He said, we're doing okay. It's only a couple of people died today. When a couple of people die, they saying it's okay. It's absolutely terrible things going on.
Oh my.
All world scared for world three world war, but you know Russians, they really asking for that shit, and if they will keep going like they going, you will see a couple of months and all Ukraine will be under bombs, but they will never ever get over Ukraine because they in Ukraine it's too proud people living. We will never give up. We will never give up. We love our freedom. We love our independent, and we want to be independent, and we will fight until last last drop of blood in our bodies. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of leading me to the next question in terms of obviously, we discuss boxing and the boxing community, and it's crazy how you can see the spirit of Ukraine in these boxers from the from the Klitschko brothers down to Lomachenko. Let's be honest, Lomachenko's a 135-pound man but he is there on the front lines. And that's something that as Americans, Corey and I were discussing last night that we can't, in the United States, we know that we've got a military there to protect us. And it's never a thought. It's never a thought if our athletes, if our celebrities are ever going to have to fight for our country. So it speaks to the spirit of Ukraine, what we're seeing, and even you, where you said you wanted to go to the danger, like you wanted to, your goals was to go where most people leave from the danger, they flee from the danger. So speak on that, the spirit of Ukraine, the spirit of your fighters.
I will tell you like that. A lot of people now, especially men, women, doesn't matter. We get such united in this moment. I feel very proud for my people. Nobody giving up. Everyone is working, everyone is doing something. Even me, I cannot take a gun in my hands and go and fight, but I'm sitting here trying to give a lot of interviews to tell the truth. I'm internet. I'm blocking some Instagram accounts who is giving propaganda to Russian people. Biggest problem about Russian people, they under a propaganda. Putin and Putin government, they controlling all system of media in Russia. So everyone bullshitting in Russia. They talking truth. They washing up people brains and people like a zombie now. You know, before all of this situation, Russian was calling us brothers. We was a brothers country for them, something like Canada to United States, maybe, I don't know. I
Sure.
guess so.
Mhm.
And our brothers' country just do such bad things for us. We will never ever will be brothers with these people. It's just terrible, and nobody in Russia, nobody can go and make a public how it's called, just go on the streets and show they against the war. Nobody can do that because police will arrest you, take you for 30 days in the prison. They just they just fucked. I'm sorry, but
No,
it's
no.
terrible. It's just
So
terrible what's going on there.
you're saying they're not the Russian people are not allowed to protest, is what you're saying? The
Yeah,
protesting.
yeah, yeah, protest. Yeah, this is right.
I got you.
They not allowed to scream now. I have a families there, like part of my family living in Russia. I was talking to them, and they they don't have a words how to explain all of this. They feeling very sorry, but they said we like can't do nothing about it. We cannot go on the streets. I'm like, guys, but you don't understand. We will hate you. Ukrainians will hate Russians for many many years for all of this what you're doing now, and your government doing now, and you allowed your government to do it against Ukrainians. It's just terrible.
Yes, we've seen the report that that Russia is blocking like social media, and they're kind of feeding their civilians certain messages, propaganda. Um, so talk to us
It's
about.
true. It's true.
Yeah,
This is what.
so talk to us about what I know. You said you had family in Russia, so again, here in the States, in the United States, they pick and choose what they feed to us, correct? You know what I mean? So we get to see a part of it. What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on with the people in Russia that
Like I said, they just don't have a chance to do nothing. They cannot go on to do a. Um, they cannot go on the streets to say no to war. They tried, but this political system of Putin, they especially make a law against the people, so people will go to the jail. Uh, if you in the public will say something bad about Russians, they even can take you for prison for 15 years. It's just something terrible. So people there, they're not free. They scared of a system of Putin, and Putin absolutely sick dude. He is a sick on the head. One of the reason why he start war with Ukraine, he said because Americans want to take over Russia, they will put the bases in Ukraine, they will put rockets in Ukraine, NATO will be in Ukraine. They mean NATO is Americans. They also they also hate Americans because they thinking Americans is too dangerous for Russians. Americans want to do something against Russians. I'm trying to explain. Look, where is America? Where is you? You don't need Americans even if you will ask them to take you somewhere. You know, they just propaganda wash up people's brains. They cannot think. They just stupid. I'm sorry to say that. They just cannot think. Hello? Can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, now I can hear you.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Sorry about that. So, you know, the media is known for pushing a certain agenda. Is there anything that you can speak to specifically that is not being reported honestly? And when I say that, I mean, for example, the people of Russia are they rallying behind what's going on, or from what you know, are the people of Russia wanting to stop this? You know, what's the message that's being fed to us that may or may not be true?
You know, I really cannot understand how many Russians want to stop the war and how many Russians supporting the war. But in internet, I can see even a lot of sportsmen, big names, especially in boxing, like Povetkin, Lebedev, Pirog. It's that guys who was fighting in United States or in the world. You know, they supporting a president, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, that is sick. That is a sick." I was talking to Povetkin, and I was personally explaining him what's going on and what's happening. You know, he was listening to me, listening, and this evening and in that day, he make a video where he said, "Look, I'm supporting my president. Russia is a great country," some shit like that. I'm like, yo, dude, you, what's wrong with you? Come on. It's, I mean, that doesn't matter about politics. Let's take politics away. Guys, it's a people dying. 11,000 Russian soldiers die for this moment in Ukraine. In Ukrainian statistics, 11,000 soldiers has died, Russian soldiers. I don't know how many Ukrainian soldiers, I don't know how many civilian people die, but it's Russian 11,000 soldiers die for now. How you can support that shit is just absolutely madness. Absolutely madness. You know?
Yeah, and you talk about, you know, there's a fine line between supporting your country and then being a human, you know. So, and now
Yeah.
let's say, for example, Povetkin, you know, who you mentioned is supporting his country. Do you feel that maybe there are messages that he's receiving that may not be the truth? Is that what's going on, or are people that are supporting the president in Russia that are supporting? I mean, are they okay with this, or are they just lacking information? Is the question I'm asking. Like when you spoke to Povetkin,
It's,
did he know the real situation going on? Is the question I'm asking.
you know what? Um, I don't think he know all situation what's going on, because like we said before, propaganda is washed up people brains there. So doesn't matter you watching TV or you not watching TV, you being in that country, you already under some propaganda. If you cannot think by your brain, if you're not intelligent person, because a lot of people in Russia, intelligent people, they understand everything, what's going on. And a lot of people, public people, also saying we not supporting a war. We understand what's going on. It's not right. We cannot do that. But some people who is, I don't know how to call it, they too proud of a country, or they scared of a system, what's going on in that people heads, or just they don't understand truth of everything. they supporting a president. It's not only a boxers, it's a lot of another sportsmen. um, they put in later Z on a cars, on a tanks, everything. So it means you supporting this war. I was watching a lot of interviews with the Russian people on the Russian TV, and they saying that we completely support everything what's going on in Ukraine, because this people is dangerous for us. They must be destroyed, and that kind of shit. They they totally crazy on the mind. I mean, in 21st century, you must be smart enough to sort the problems by way of politics, not with the wars. It's just completely crazy. I cannot understand it. And even when everything is start, I cannot believe in that. I really cannot believe. And 4 days I was feeling, I even cannot share my feeling, because it was roller coasters, up and down, up and down. I was also ready to go to Ukraine by myself and take a gun. I don't know how to war. I never take a gun in my hands. I mean, but I was ready to go and support my country, because when somebody come into your house, when somebody wanna hurt your family, your children, take your land, doesn't matter what, break your dreams, you must take guns. You saw it, a lot of sportsmen, big names, not only boxers, big names is just taking the guns, putting a uniform, soldier's uniform, and they going for war.
And that was kind of my next question, Vlad. Again, being from the United States and us knowing that we've got our military to protect us, most of us, most of the time, we're never going to be faced with that situation where we have to make that decision to leave our family and fight. Now, I want to go through your thinking, your thought process. What From what we've seen, it looks like it's not even it's not a decision. It's just what you have to do. So I know you said you wanted to go out and fight. What was your thought process, man? Was it a difficult decision, or did you just say, fuck it, I'm going to fight?
This is what's happening. The way how you say it, fuck it, I'm going to fight. I don't know how to do it, but I will fight. I'm fighting all my life, being a fighter in the ring, but I know how to learn how to shoot. I will learn it and I will go. But then later, when my mind is calmed down, I get more relaxed. I start thinking. I was calling my friends. I was asking how I can get in the Ukrainian army, and they said, "Look, Ukrainian army doing good. We don't need you there. Just stay where you are. Help us another way. Try to find people to donate money for Ukrainian army. Try to find people. Try to share all information what's going on to the world. Try to get support for us and go to the ring and make our flag raise up everywhere."
For sure, Vlad. Well, listen, man, we are the Spit Bucket. We're trying to do what we can, man, and we are involved with a big giant charity event that is being held today in about 3.5 hours, where we're raising cryptocurrency. We understand the banks and all that shit might be getting killed and shut down. So we've got an event here in 3.5 hours and if you follow the Spit Bucket on Twitter, we're raising money. And hearing you talk, I feel bad because it's like shit, like money is not enough. We're trying to raise money to help. So but we're doing our damnedest, brother. We're trying to help. We're trying to put some attention on what's going on, because especially in the boxing community, all we talk about is boxing. Just boxing fight. We don't talk about real world shit. Like what's
Yeah.
actually happening. So we want to do our part in helping with that. I'll share the link as well for the Twitter fundraiser that we're involved with today to hopefully gain some attention from the boxing community. But I know we've already been on for about 30 minutes. If there's one message you can send to the United States, not just boxing fan base, but to all of us, because we're going to try to blast this interview out to as many people as we possibly can. Just share what we can do to help. You know, obviously we can't get guns, we can't go out there and fight for you guys. What can we do on an individual level to help what's going on out there in Ukraine?
Everything what I can say, pray for us, give us some donations if you can for Ukrainian army, for Ukrainian civilian people. If you will donate $1, all of you guys, $1, so it will be a lot of money and it will help a lot for us. Just share information, share the truth, what's going on. Just, you know, pray for us. That's all what I can ask you. And push your government to help, because America, it's a freedom country for free people. We want to be free, and somebody want to take our freedom away. So I think American people, American government must support us in our freedom, and we will be very thankful for that.
I got you. Can you hear me? All right, cool. I got you, man. And let me post our Twitter real quick, man. I know you say you're not very active on Twitter. I'm just going to put it on here. Give me a second. I'm just typing it out. And like I said, it's 4:00 our time. I believe it'll be close to about 10 o'clock your time. But we're having like I said, we're trying to raise as much money in the cryptocurrency world, where it's probably a little bit safer right now to get. So follow us on that, share that Twitter as much as you can, because we will be raising money, man. Like I said, it's all we can do on this side of the world. And we just wanted to speak with you to get an idea of what the hell. All we have is the news out here, brother. You know, all we have is the news. ESPN put a great story out there last night about, the boxing community, but this isn't just boxing, this is real life. So
we like a box. We're asking boxing community to be involved maximum how you can. If you will just share all this information, it will be some kind of help. So thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us, brother. We're praying for you. We're praying for your family. We're praying for your friends. We're praying for your country, man. We are united, and we're going to do what we can, even if it's just a little bit, to get you going. I apologize. My partner couldn't jump on today, but he was having technical issues. But thank you so much, Vlad, for joining us.
Ukraine in safe place. We will do a nice interview, 3 of us. So
perfect, brother. Well, that's what the goal is, man. We'll be praying for you guys. So thank you very much, Vlad.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Be safe out there, brother.
Thank you.